Morning! We are gonna be forced to have another slow day because I'm not doing well this morning. I don't think I've actually talked a lot about my health issues on here, but I've been having some problems this year. I'm not gonna go hugely into it, but the gist of it is I feel like I'm having a heart attack without the actual heart attack, which is exactly as fun as it sounds. So yeah, today's not a good day. So it is going to be a forced easy day, which I feel like I've said more than I want to, but I do not want this to linger any longer than absolutely necessary. So I'm going to be on copious amounts of tea. I'm going to make myself some soup as well, because that's going to really make me feel better. So I'm going to make myself some soup, and I've got Morwenna, my hot water bottle cover. She's going to be firmly here all day because that does help. And yes, I will also be doing lots of knitting because, to my surprise, this arrived this morning. I wasn't expecting it because with it being Sunday, I always have Uncle Vernon's voice in my head going, no post on Sundays. But it did arrive this morning, so that was a very nice surprise. It's not even remotely close to the same dye lot, but it's not far off enough that I think it will be really obvious, and I'm holding it with a mohair anyway, so I feel like the mohair will blur too much of the colour difference because it is the black mohair that I will be holding this with. So hopefully I will get at least another finished sleeve. I may, depending on how much knitting I do today, there is the chance I may start attaching the sleeves to the body. So that might be my achievement of the day, which I'm really excited about because I cannot wait. I know I keep saying this, I cannot wait to finish this cardigan and just start wearing it everywhere because it's going to be so snuggly. But yes, so I'll be doing lots of knitting on the sofa and watching Star Wars Fallen Order. That's the one he's playing. I kept wanting to say Battlefront yesterday, and I'm like, in my brain I was like, it's not Battlefront, it's not Battlefront. It is Star Wars Fallen Order. I will be watching with tea and soup and biscuits and hot water bottle, which doesn't sound like a terrible day, to be fair. Sounds all right. But we are going to get opening my advent, and I've remembered this time it is Sunday, which means it's the next candle advent, and I still haven't got rid of that packing. At this point I think we just accept that I'm not going to. Let's not put ourselves under any false illusions here. It is day 17, Arkenstone, which has now been mentioned in the book, very much in passing. It's kind of just been brought up and then moved on again. But Arkenstone, I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm expecting... I don't know what I'm expecting with this one, actually. But let's find out. Day 17. So obviously all the jewels are still underground, but we've got like a thread of yellowy goldy colour coming through, and I think that must be the light of the Arkenstone underground, if I'm interpreting it correctly. So you can just see that lighter thread running through the grey, and it's a paler grey as well than yesterday. I think I've not got it with me, I think it must be upstairs, but it's a paler grey, which again I'm assuming is because of the light. So I quite like the idea of it shining through. I'm going to have to look on the Discord and check what she was going for, but I'm having fun kind of looking at the colours and trying to guess where the inspiration came from. It's quite cool. I'm enjoying it. So yes, this is day 17, Arkenstone. And before I go to my chocolate one, I'm going to do my candle one for this week. I'm going to move Morwenna for a second. So, week 3, 17th of December, Lake Town's Shores, Salt Sea Musk. I love a salt smell. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Right, we're going to have to empty the packing again onto the floor. Yes, that is week 3. And it's covered in bits of cardboard. So week 3, Lake Towns Shores. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is very much a salty candle smell. Oh, I love salt smells. I don't know what it is, like salt-based soaps and things. I always love the smell of them. It feels fresh to me, like it smells fresh. And I think, I don't know, maybe it's the association with the sea, but yeah, it always smells clean and yeah. Oh, so that's absolutely a sea smell, 100%. And I do love the artwork that we've got going on here. I think it might be the same person that did the all the other artwork, I'm assuming. I hope so, because honestly, it's just gorgeous. Gorgeous artwork. So yes, I actually remembered the candle advent this time. Right, put all the packing back. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to look, but I'm going to bring the 4th candle up through the packing so it's not just completely at the bottom, and then I don't have to empty it all in a week's time. All right, there we go. We're all tidied up again. And we're going to put that away, ready for next week. The final one. I'm looking forward to getting all these candles lit. I haven't been lighting them so far because they smell beautiful, but it's not a particularly Christmassy smell. And I have like Christmas candles, and we've got some Christmas incense that I've been focusing on a little more. So I'm looking forward to burning these once the festive season has passed. But yeah, I've been holding off on doing it for now. All right, let's have some chocolate before I start on my soup. So we are on day 17. And for today, I'm assuming that's an elf. It's a funny elf, but I'm assuming that's an elf. I'm really excited now because we are very much drawing closer to Christmas. It's a week till Christmas Eve, and it just, yeah, I can kind of feel it getting closer, which is very exciting. And I'm really looking forward to all the food, just seeing people, like watching films, and yeah, I love this time of year so much. And I love just the general atmosphere that comes around with Christmas. So I'm really looking forward to the next 2 weeks, even though I've got work to do. I'm working tomorrow, and I've got a little bit of work on Thursday as well, but it doesn't matter. It's Christmas. So I'm really, really happy about this time of year. I always really like it. And I know it's difficult for a lot of people, but I don't know, it's just always been my favourite time of year, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to go and put a butternut squash on to roast, and that's gonna comfort and warm me all the way through. I love my butternut squash soup. So yes, I'm gonna go and put that on now and continue with my chill day. I'll check in later. has been a very lovely, very chill day. I've pretty much just sat here, like right in this spot most of the day. But it seems to have done the job. I feel a little bit better than I did this morning. Or it was nice and chill anyway until about half an hour ago. Because I have been working very hard on my cardigan. And it was going really well, I thought, till about half an hour ago. And I realised I had done some miscounting. Instead of decreases, I counted decreasing points. So I doubled the decreases, and I shouldn't have. But I think I'm just going to have to start improvising, partly because I don't have enough yarn to go back and fix it. Because the black I'm fine on, that's all done. But I have now run out of this beige colour. And I'm not buying more at this point. So I did realise on the increases up, I doubled them. So I've gone too sharply. But I actually don't dislike the fit. I think it could work. It's still very large, as you can see. It is very oversized. And I think I can probably make this work. So I'm going to do a little bit of improvisation, but if I do this without losing my stitches, obviously with the sleeves in, and we're going to ignore all the ends that I will sew in, like that's going to sit around here, and it's still plenty oversized, so I think I'll be all right. Like I said, I'm just gonna start improvising, which could be interesting. But I do really just want to get this done now at this point. I'm very, very much looking forward to getting it finished. And before I did the stupid thing and counted my stitches to check that I was doing it right, I was sat here going, oh, I'll have this finished by tomorrow. I'll finish this by tomorrow. I was so confident. But I think it will be fine. I do. Because obviously this is fitting okay. And that's with the stitches kind of bunched up on the needles. So I'm on the white section now, the creamy white kind of section. I think that's going to be fine. I really do. So it's going to be inspired by the original design. Because otherwise, if I made these decreases right, if I did it right, they would be so much shallower and the underarm would hang really quite low down. And that would mean that there's no way you can put like a coat over it if you wanted to. And I don't know how often I'll be wearing this with a coat over the top, I'll be honest, but the option would be nice. So I think I'm going to leave it here for tonight, just because I'm now reeling from my own discovery. So yes, we're going to put it down and just let it sit for the evening while I kind of come up with my new plan. But then again, my shoulders are I've got very flat shoulders. So I always look like I'm kind of sat with my shoulders up. So actually, maybe an improvised shoulder design isn't going to be the worst thing in the world, because I really don't like stuff that slips off if I don't want it to. So yeah, I've got very flat shoulders. No one can accuse me of having slopey shoulders. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the plan I have in my head. I'm gonna continue decreasing, but not quite as sharply as I was, because it was too sharp. So I'm going to continue with the decrease until I get, a decent kind of neck width, and then rib collar to finish and use that as my neckline. And in theory, that should work, she says. But I can't see why it wouldn't. I can't see why it wouldn't. So it's definitely going to be inspired by the original design. But we will see. I was so annoyed when I figured it out because I couldn't work out the stitch count. And now it's really clear why I couldn't work it out. But like I said, it's going to be fine. It'll be totally fine. So that is what I've been doing most of the day. But as I said, it's been a really, really lovely day. I need to do my Hobbit reading, which I'm going to do in bed just before I go to sleep. And that is the plan for the rest of this evening. Just wind down and chill. Because like I said, I have some work to do tomorrow, so I definitely need to be well enough tomorrow to do that. So I'm going to go and read and take my mind off the cardigan, just let my brain reset and be able to look at it fresh again tomorrow with a plan of action. So yeah, that is what I'm going to go and do. So I hope you have a lovely evening. Bye. At the end of yesterday's section, Bilbo and the dwarves headed into the secret passageway into Erebor, partly as a way to escape Smaug. They were very worried about Smaug coming and attacking them while they were out in the open outside the mountain, which Smaug did, but thankfully they were all in the tunnel by then. But they have shut themselves in and they can't get the door open from the inside of the mountain. So they are now inside Erebor. They stay there for a little bit because they're too worried about going into the main chambers. They don't want to run into Smaug. But after a day or two, they send Bilbo and he starts to venture in. And it all seems very quiet. Smaug doesn't seem to be in at the moment. So they're very, very careful about it. But they head in and they obviously see the treasure. They start helping themselves to different bits of armour and clothes and things. And Thorin gives Bilbo his mithril shirt. Bilbo still hasn't mentioned at this point that he's found the Arkenstone, and as the dwarves start to sift through some of the treasure, the author does say that Thorin appears to be looking for something. Nobody knows quite what it is, but it is the Arkenstone that he's searching for. Either way, Smaug doesn't appear to be anywhere to be seen for the moment. So they're a little bit suspicious because, you know, you can't just trust that he's left entirely. But for now, Erebor seems to be empty aside from the dwarves. So they're trying to come up with a plan of action. They're trying to decide what to do next. And Balin suggests that they leave the mountain again and take up a watch and get some rest in the nearby city of Dale, the abandoned city of Dale. Now, they're a little bit worried about leaving the mountain and being so exposed just out in the open, but this seems to be a preferable plan to waiting for Smaug to come back. So they've headed back out of Erebor and they've found a little encampment in Dale that they've taken up refuge in, and they are currently deciding what to do next.